my friend, firstly, I hope something good finds you today. Something incredible, something so incredible good will find you today that you will say, oh, life is good. Life is good. But what if life is already good? What if life is already good, but you've been lost again in this old worry, old state of fear that is outdated, that is not serving you in any way, that needs to be kinda released, not suppressed, released, like doing this from here to this. How does it make you feel? Like if you squeeze your fist right now, like this, as much as you can, and then release it. And ask yourself, wouldn't it be great that things will all of a sudden just work out? It puts you into a state of connection. And in this state, you can imagine it already happened. And you will easily tune into gratitude. You will easily tune into peace. You will easily tune into deeper connection with the state of reality where things are unfolding. And I want you to do this right now because, all the great things you are thinking about that are somewhere in the future will only happen through you. They will happen through you. They will happen through your action. They will come into your imagination. You will see them as goals. You will see them as dreams. You will see them as visions, as desires. And then you will do something about them through action. So how many times you work on these dreams when you're in a state of fear and worry? Most usually you don't do anything about them, right? That's why it's so important to shift your emotional state. Wouldn't it be great if things will all of a sudden work out, right? And when you get into a state of alignment, how can you increase this? Through action. Reality works in motion. Everything happens through momentum, right? You have a vision, you feel inspired to do something with it, you take action, you build a momentum, and you keep up consistency. That's what starts a momentum. When momentum starts, you get into the flow. When you get into the flow, every single day, you just know what to do, right? And that's how the reality creation works. It gives you an illusion that you're actually moving through time, well, actually everything is happening inside of you, right? So if everything is happening inside of you, why you're still staying so attached to what you know? If the new things come from the unknown. If the new things come from the unknown, then it means you can design them. If they're not known, if they're not familiar, they're about to happen unexpectedly. So one of the most important things we need to let go is the fear of unexpected changes. And we can only let go of this fear by developing faith, by developing knowing that our vision will come to fruition. And as long as it hasn't happened yet, we just keep up. We just keep up with the work. So there was a time in my past when I said I want to become an artist. And I've started visualizing myself, making a living out of doing art completely effortlessly, not struggling like if my paintings will be selling. And I've just started painting. I've just felt inspired, let's start to paint. And then I got inspired to start a YouTube channel. It all started effortlessly. And then one day I got this idea to make videos with a certain concept, and I've started doing that, and everything happened almost effortlessly. I was, of course, taking action with it like every single day, but I felt inspired. This was inspired action. I felt driven by a vision, and that vision inspired me. That inspiration motivated me. That motivation helped me to keep moving forward. And at some point, things started manifesting, growth started appearing, painting started selling. And I've noticed, well, actually I'm causing effects in my life. So let's play a little bit more. Let's play a little bit more. I want to see more growth here. I want to see more breakthroughs here. And I've started playing a little bit more. So one day I remember me and Maya wrote down a list of what kind of car we want to have. Like, it was kind of like dream car. We wrote down precisely everything to details. And then 1 month later, we found exactly this kind of car. We bought it. And then we did it the same for the house. And soon after that, we got that house. We moved into that house. We've been there for 2 years. And we said, let's experience some changes. Let's move to a new place. So we did the same thing for a new place, for another house. And around 2 months later, we found a house and we moved to the next house. And right now we have, new visions, new goals. I'm constantly playing with this. And the purpose of this reality truly is to experiment with possibilities. And as long as you don't see any progress, there's just something or somewhere where you're feeling stuck because you're being attached to the known. You're being attached to what's familiar, to what's known. And what you need to do is to detach from what's known and start imagining a new life. Write it down precisely. And if it doesn't happen, it means you are trying to do it out of fear. You're trying to do it out of negative emotions, and it doesn't work. It means you're chasing it. It means you want to force it to happen. Life doesn't work like that, my friend. You don't force things to happen. You can only force yourself to do something, but you can't force things to happen. It's out of your control, because reality will always mirror back to you what's happening within you. So the best thing you can do is to really get into a state of peace. Firstly, get into a state where you're not reacting to life. Usually it happens when we calm down our nervous system, right? You calm down your brain, your heart. You get into the heart-brain coherence. Once the coherence happens, you notice your breathing will slow down. You will start breathing deeply. Your muscles will release the tension, and you will start to feel more present. When you start to feel more present, well, beautiful things start happening. You notice that you're actually alive in this moment. And in this moment, you start to think about your future more vividly. You start to notice that maybe all this reality is a big illusion, but you're attached to it and you made it too real. You made it too real. Like, it is real, but not as real as you think it is. So you can actually make your inner reality more real than the outer reality in this state, because your brain will calm down into alpha brainwave frequency, which is a very creative state, and then it will go into the theta brainwave frequency, which is a state of hypnosis, in state where your inner world, your imagination, becomes more real than the outer world. And in that state, well, you can easily visualize anything. In this state, if you are staying consistent with a vision, with, if you have clear goals, clear desires for your future, in this state, if you visualize it, you will see it clearly. If you will not see it clearly, you will most definitely feel it, hear it, smell it, taste it. You will sense a sensation of it. When you sense a sensation of it, you will emotionally feel the presence of it. So you firstly feel the energy, then the energy materializes, right? You firstly feel the energy. If you stay consistent with this work, well, you build a momentum of new energy. If you build a momentum of new energy, well, what happens? Momentum paves a new way, right? A new way leads you to a new future. A new future is the reality you've created inside of your head, inside of your mind. Actually, not inside of your head, but inside of your mind, inside of your own beingness. And wouldn't it be great if things all of a sudden just work out? They will. They're working out right now. This video is a synchronicity for you that things are working out. And maybe you just needed to elevate yourself a little bit to a higher level. To remind yourself that this is who you truly are. You're a creator here. You're here to play. You're here to joyfully experiment with all the good stuff in life and make the most out of it. Explore your creative capacities. Explore the opportunities for serving. Explore playfulness and childlike curiosity. And notice that life is so much more simple than your mind make it to be. When you get into a state of equilibrium, when you get into a state of non-reacting, and you recognize that as long as you feel the presence of your own creative power, the presence of peace, the presence of gratitude, the presence of things you see in your mind, you're on a path that is leading you towards it. So sometimes you truly have to ignore what's happening outside of you. So you stay devoted to the reality that's only present inside of you. But as you start to see these small results, small manifestations, small synchronicities, small serendipities, they only put food or fuel onto the fire of faith, of knowing that you truly are a creator here. So play with that a little bit more until you remember who you truly are. Because once you remember, you can't go not knowing, right? Once you remember who you are, you can't go not knowing that you are a creator. So look, we are in the studio and I'm surrounded with my art. That's what I'm doing when I have a free time. I play with that. I share my visions with the world. And I've chosen to do that. So you can do the same. You can choose to do whatever you want to do. You can organize yourself to do what you want to do. And create a wonderful life out of it. Your life can become a magnificent experience out of what you want to do. You don't need to struggle. You don't need to keep distracting yourself because your life is miserable. You don't need to keep doing things that are against you just because somebody said you have to do it. You can actually take responsibilities and decide what you want to do. Set boundaries. Understand that, well, there is a period of time where you will be somewhere between the old life and the new life. You will be maybe still working at your old job that you maybe hate. But while at the same time, in your free time, you're actively working on a new job and you're visualizing it and you're energetically connecting with it. And you're somewhere in between. But this new reality is feeding you up with so much more energy that when you're living this old life, you easily keep up with it because you know it will not be like that forever. You know that eventually you will jump to that new timeline. Eventually you will shift your life. And wouldn't it be great that things suddenly work out? Wouldn't it be great that things suddenly work out? They will. They will, my friend. But keep feeding the new timeline. Keep feeding the new reality. Keep feeding the new reality. It's like, the story of two wolves Each of us has two wolves inside of us. One is the angry one and one is the kind one. Which one you feed? One reality is the struggling one. One is the joyful one. Which one you feed? With your thoughts, with your focus, with your goals, with your dreams. Which one you feed? Are you focused and distracted by what you don't like, or are you focused on the life you're building? Because where your focus goes, that's also what you feel, right? That's why they say where your focus goes, your energy flows. Energy flows. Energy in motion is emotion. So wherever you focus on, that's what you feel emotionally, right? So I want to inspire you to have a very, very clear idea of the life you're building right now. Very clear. So clear that if a little kid would come to you and ask you, what is your goal? What is your dream? You can easily explain it. Because when you're visualizing it, if it's not clear, it's hard to imagine it. And if you can't imagine it, you dwell back into your memories. And your memories are again familiar life. And in familiar life, there are familiar emotions. And if your familiar emotions are what you don't want to feel anymore, well, then it's very hard to elevate yourself from there. You need to have a very, very great and precise vision for your life and break it down to such precise clarity that every single time you close your eyes, you can easily see where you're going. And I know to some of you, you may not be so good with visualization or having this inner vision, but you may be good with sensing. Like, I know Maya, my partner, she's like, she don't see much like what you want to experience in the future, but she feels very clearly where she's going. So when I asked her, like, how do you see this certain thing turning out in the future, she says, I feel it will turn out very, very beautifully. And I can easily be in these feelings. I am not in worry. I'm not in fear. I can easily know. I know it's just working out. And some of you may be like that. And if you're like that, don't stress yourself out because you can't visualize it. The point is that your inner world, your inner state of being reflects the new life. And then here and there you may lose it. Here and there you fall off the grace, you fall off the track. But as long as you have it well grounded in clarity, well, you're keeping up the momentum of the new energy going. So wouldn't it be great if things all of a sudden work out? They are. My friend, they are working out. Actually, everything is already done. The field of reality, the quantum field, well, everything is already present. The creation is already done. Everything is finished. You're just choosing different options. Quantum physics says reality is already finished. Creation is done. Everything. We don't create any new things. We just draw them from the field. Everything is already created. We just plug ourselves to new frequencies. New ideas find us. We put new ideas into motion and we materialize them. We find an idea. We tune into it and we slow down its frequency where more of similar thoughts to this idea then start gravitating towards us. We create like a magnetism onto which similar ideas that are on a similar frequency start coming to us. And that's why every time you get one incredible idea that you take action with it, like I got an idea to build this YouTube channel in 2018 and I've grabbed it, I've started taking action with it, and just more incredible ideas for this channel started coming to me. I became like a channel for whatever needed to come to this plane at that time with these ideas to manifest whatever needed to manifest with it. So when you grab an idea that inspires you, you will attract towards you more ideas that are connected to that main idea, and you will slow down its frequency so it can materialize. And that's how manifestation happens. So it can't happen if you don't act upon inspiring ideas you're receiving. And therefore, if you don't act upon them, it means you're staying attached to the known, you're staying attached to your familiar life. And it's just a choice. Will you stay in the familiar life, or will you actually start building a new life that comes to you through inspiration? My friend, wouldn't it be great if things all of a sudden work out? They're working out and things are already done. Write it down, it's already done. It's already done. And it's great. It just feels great because things for me are constantly working out. My friend, feel it right now. I hope you've enjoyed in this message today. I'm sending you lots of love, blessings, and power. Thanks to everyone for choosing to support my art in our store, AttractPassion.com, or Etsy store, I Draw My Passion. To any one of you who's coming into the store, AttractPassion.com, from here, use the code PASSION15 to get 15 off on your first order. Thank you so much for your support, and also thanks to everyone for joining our Patreon community for more exclusive content. You're very welcome there, and till next time, one love.